Hi everybody, my name is Colleen Light. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My website is cardsbycoco.com. I do a lot of blogging on that website and fill you in on the latest in Stampin' Up! News. There's also a link to my newsletter there, which I send out twice a month. So I hope you sign up for it because it's usually full of some good information. Anyway, let's get back to the stamping part of this video. Let me tell you what we're going to be making. We're going to be working with the Shaded Summer stamp set. If you're following the weekly deals, and the new weekly deals started today, but if you're following the weekly deals, you'll know that the coordinating dies for this were on sale last week. And thinking you might have gotten those, I thought it would be fun to bounce on and show you at least a couple of cards and projects. We'll make one card, I'll show you another, and I'll have it blogged by the end of the day. All right, let's get to stamping and have some fun. I'm going to flip the camera around. I will fill you in on the latest in Stampin' Up! News. And let's see here if we can get the lighting somewhat right in this room. Sometimes it's a little hard. Let me see what I can do. I'm taking a little quick break from all those Christmas cards and projects I've been making. I'm doing a craft fair this year, my first one ever. So I think we might look good. Let me see if I can bring us up here. My first craft fair ever is November 19th, so I'm pretty excited about that. But that's what I've been spending most of my time working on. So, I'm going to take a break and we're going to switch to some summer projects. Let's see here how our lighting looks. You know, I'm just terrible at watching for comments, but I'm going to leave a little few minutes at the end. Oh, good morning, Molly. Good. I can see you jumped on. Thank you. Because I'm just looking at the computer while I'm bringing it up. Anyway, I've been trying to get in the habit of leaving a few minutes at the end in case you have any questions about Stampin' Up! Products or joining specials in general, any question that you might have. Anyway, so this is the stamp set we're going to be working with. We are working with Shaded Summer, and that coordinates with the Summer Shadow dies. And in this, you get 11 dies. I'm going to open it up. And look at these. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? I mean, they're so pretty. So, and I look to be a little stuck. So, oh, good morning, Tammy. So, let me see. If somebody could let me know if I'm stuck on your end. We have had some internet problems. For those of you who don't know, we live rurally. So sometimes it's a little hit and miss. Let me see if I can bring it up for myself again. Let's see. Anyway, I'll look at the top of my phone. Maybe somebody can tell me if we're stuck or not. Anyway, so this is what we're working with. I want to show you two cards. This is the one we're going to be making today, although I am going to swap out the colors. We're going to go for a lighter one here. And this is a card that used, oh good, thanks Tammy, that used nothing but the die cuts. And I use that musical, what is that one called? Let me look and see. The Merry Melody embossing folder on the back. It's so pretty. And this is nothing but a little bit of rhinestones and just the die cuts. Petal Pink and I want to say Pear Pizzazz. And this is the white ribbon that I went ahead and just colored with that Petal Pink Stampin' Blend marker. And I thought that turned out so pretty. So anyway, that's what, this is not the one we're going to be making today though. So much gluing and die cutting. I think we're going to make this one instead. Hang on just a sec, I forgot something. I'll be right back. So we're going to go ahead and start with our ribbon here. This is the crinkled seam binding ribbon. I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper, and the first thing we're going to do is start coloring this. I want this time around, I'm going to use a little mint macaron because I want to give this plenty, oh, so you can see a little of that Petal Pink here. I want to give this plenty of time to dry. So I'm going to start, because this is the one I'm going to want to tie my bow with. I don't have Some people really, you know, we don't gravitate towards certain colors, and I would say green is mine. Green is not, I don't dislike the color. In fact, I love it, you know, on plants and everything else, but I don't work with it a ton. So anyway, but I want to give this the opportunity to dry. So the great thing about this crinkle seam binding is you can actually make it any color you want using your Stampin' Blend markers. So you can always coordinate any color. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And at the end of the video, you'll probably hear me say, where did that go? I want to stamp our big image here because I want our ink to dry a little bit because I am going to be using another color. So this is kind of fun. Normally I don't start with all the stamping, and today we are. So this is kind of fun. So it has been just a super beautiful morning here in Southwest Washington. You can really feel fall in the air. And so this is my scrap I brought out, and I'm not thinking it's going to be big enough. So that's okay. I have right behind me so many scraps of white paper. You have no idea. So we will just grab a different one. I want to get this stamped. This is the one we're going to die cut. Anyway, beautiful morning this morning. Just gorgeous. Fall is definitely in the air. So that's nice. Ready to, honestly, you know, I love when we plant the gardens, and then I love when we wrap it up. I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz this time. Let's go ahead. On these larger stamps, I like to tap, tap, tap on top like this. Make sure we get good coverage. You can see. And you want to tap, tap, tap. So let's get this going. So have you been looking at the deal of the day that is coming, or not, pardon me, the deal of the week that Stampin' Up! Is putting out? There are some really good items that are for sale, and it changes every week. So make sure you give that a peek. And if you're not aware, you know, I want to restamp that. If you're not aware, we're also doing the Perfect Partners. Stampin' Up! Has come out with some new dies. Let's see here. Some new dies that coordinates with some of the existing stamp sets. So make sure you take a peek at that. I just don't want you to miss out. All right. We're just going to give this a little bit more. All right. I could grab out the Stamparatus to get that perfect image, but I didn't. So we're going to roll like this. And then this, when we're done with this, we can work on some of the other components of the card and make sure everything gets nice and, oh, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to just snip this one off so I don't cut the wrong one. There we go. There we are. So this set is so pretty and so versatile. And I actually need thank you cards. And did I tell you, you can find that here in your annual catalog on page 102. So very easy to find. Okay, let's get out our embossing folder. I don't know if you have seen this one. It's the Timber 3D embossing folder. Oh, a little glue dot there. Let's pick that off. And this makes such a nice background for these floral sets. Just super nice. So I'm going to show you how this comes together and the sandwich for this. I don't often do a lot of die cutting, which is why we're not making the other card on camera, because I don't know, I'm always afraid it's going to wiggle or, you know. So you're going to use the base, plate 1, and then plate 4. It's the gray one, the dark gray one. This is what we use with our big machine here. I'm going to, so let me tell you the measurements for this card. The base is 5 inches by 7 inches, and you score at 3.5. And then I just cut this one 1/8 of an inch smaller. And I want the knots to go this way. So I'm going to line it up here as best as I can to make sure we're even with this black line. I don't want it because it is the background. Perfect. But you always want to go with your folded side in. So I'm going to turn it around this way. Pop on plate 4. Okay, and hopefully we don't wiggle too much here. And you can see it just goes through so easy. Okay, easy peasy. And then look at this. We have our little textured background, which I love, love, love. Let me move this out of the way. And this card actually comes together remarkably quick. So if you are looking for an easy card, this is the one. So I'm going to make another thank you card. I always need thank you cards. So, oh, I grabbed hello you though. Let me see. And here's the thank you. So let's get this one stamped. I like the red rubber stamps have the little bit of cushion to them. So you don't always need to use your Stampin' Pierce mat with this one because they have a cushion. You'll see me oftentimes use that Stampin' Pierce mat when I'm working with photopolymer stamps. All right, let's put our thank you there. We're gonna bring in our Pear Pizzazz again. As far as green goes, I think the Pear Pizzazz is just a fabulous color. So let's give this a little stamp. How pretty is that? Oh, you know what? I stamped it the wrong way. I need to look at my sample when I'm working on things. It's like, oh my gosh, I stamped it the wrong way. I forgot I wanted to cut it out with a tag. Let's just do it right again. Okay, let's just see if we can pop this like that. Perfect. Okay, let me move all this ink out of my way. I'll clean these stamps off when we're done. This time I can use the mini cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to grab one of our label tags from the Stylish Shapes dies, which I absolutely love this one. Is this the one I used? Yep. Just gonna grab this one. And plate 1, plate 2, our sentiment. Get this in place here. Now I am going to use just a little piece of, since I have the sticky note over there, I'm just gonna grab this just to hold it in place. I don't want it to wiggle a whole lot. There we go. So were you able to pick up these dies? And what all have you been working on? Let's see here. And there is our sentiment, just that easy. Isn't that nice? You can see how quickly these cards actually come together. I've been really into easy cards lately, easy to mail. All right, let's do a little coloring now. So these are, I want to keep all of our parts and pieces together. I have a tendency to toss things off to the side and then say, I wonder where those went. So I love the pale papaya color, and I think it looks good against this Pear Pizzazz. You'll have to tell me what you think, though. I know some people just really like different colors, so let me know what you think. So I'm just gonna, with the dark one, I'm just going to give this a little color here, and then I'm gonna bring in the light one and bring that color up a little bit. I was gonna I started out doing this in Daffodil Delight, but the colors are starting to change outside, so I thought I'm gonna switch to more of a pale papaya, just more in keeping with this time of year. So what do you think? I'm asking what you think, and I can't even look at the comments right now. If you're catching the replay on YouTube, let me know and just say hello. And let's give this a color here. So when you're working with blends, I'm going to flip this over real quick to show you. they do bleed through. So make sure you have something underneath your paper if you value your furniture. It's not too bad, but just an FYI, make sure that you do have something under your paper there. And then I'm going to come back in with this dark and just go over this again a little bit. I could sit here and color for hours. I won't, but it's so hard not to keep shading and coloring and shading and coloring. Okay, I'm bringing in my, let me see, light mint macaron. I'm going to see, and I haven't tried these colors together yet, but I'm going to see. Oh, I do like it. Just enough of a difference. I do like that. It looks pretty. Again, because our leaves are changing colors already here, I thought it would be kind of fun to throw a whole bunch of different, normally I like all the, and that's the best thing about Stampin' Up, is the color coordination. But for some reason, I'm really going rogue this morning and just throwing a whole bunch of different colors together to see how it looks. I kind of like that. Okay, we're going to give this one a little die cut and let me know what you think about those colors. So I'm going to grab out the mini again. I'm going to show you this wonderful die here from the Summer Shadow Dies. And we have this big image right here, which I'm also going to tack down, mainly because I really don't want this one moving. Let's see, is this one gonna, yeah, it'll fit perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another piece of sticky note here with my dimensions on it, but I know what they are, so I can, and you can see how this lines up. So I don't know if you can see, but the bottom part of the stem, we have a little cutout here, so it's easy to line up and to make sure you get that good cut, that good die cut. Okay. Oh, you know, let me switch here. I think I'm going to grab a little bit of that other sticky tape I have. Here we go. This will work better for me. All thumbs this morning. So, I had something else I was going to say, Stampin' Up! News, and you're going to, I guess, have to, I don't remember what it was. If anyone knows any other good Stampin' Up! News, let me know. The one thing really is those deals. The deals of the week. There's some really good prices there. Okay. Let's get this going here. And I'll show you then we're almost done, and you'll see how easily this card comes together. Oh, I know, I'm doing my first class the end of this month here in my home. So if you are in Southwest Washington, give me a shout out and I will make sure to send you a link or an invitation to attend the first class. I'm so excited to get back to classes again. You just have no idea. I feel like it has been such a dry spell. I'm just really ready to get back in the swing of things, have people over to make cards and craft again. Just very ready. All right, let's get this glued. I have a tentative date set. I just have one more appointment to schedule, and then I will send out my newsletter at the end of this week. Let's get this started here with the actual date and time. It is the one thing that I really missed during our COVID quarantines and whatnot, was having everybody over to craft, because it is so much more fun to craft with other people. All right. So I'm going to pop this one here. And that's so pretty. Look at how easy this just comes together. Okay, now for our sentiment, I'm going to pop up on some dimensionals. I think this is just a really soft looking thank you card. So I send out customer appreciation cards, always thanking people. I'm so grateful when people order from my small store. All right, look at that. Now, where's our ribbon that we set aside to dry? And I did it in the mint to bring out that mint, but now I'm kind of wondering if Pear Pizzazz wouldn't have looked better. Yeah, oh well. We have the mint ready to go, so that's what we're going to do. We'll see what we think when it's done. Nice thing about making a handmade card is that it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be thoughtful. And it's always kind of fun to experiment with different techniques and different colors, see what you end up liking. It's funny, you know, because I think we're all so hard on ourselves when we're creating. But when I get cards in the mail, I never think, oh, well, that's not even, and not once. So either I get all the perfect cards in the mail, or I'm just so happy to get a card in the mail that I don't worry about it. All right, let's give this a snip. And this one, let's do a little bit better than that, maybe. There we go. And I'll get out my glue dots because I want to glue that down. So let's get a glue dot here, and then we're going to put this card together. We're going to put our base, our top on our base, and it'll all be done. Let's see here. I think I might have, you know, these ribbons loosen up over time. I just put this one on there. It may be too tight. Let's see. It'll loosen up for sure the more I, oh, for heaven's sakes, let's just pull this out. My goodness. Okay, and we're gonna pop that right here. So I am going to be using my retired Genial gems. I am terrible for using retired gems. I always have a lot of bling and I love it all, and I just cannot ever stop using the retired ones. So you can't buy these right now, I do not believe. I'll have to double check myself, but I don't think you can. I just thought they matched real well. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and use them anyway. I think you should use all of your retired products. I don't think things should sit in your cupboard. So even as a demonstrator, I still use all my retired things. Okay, we're going to glue this on here. And then this card is done. Get this started again. I'm almost to the very end of this bottle. I probably have 15 bottles of this multi-purpose glue in my drawer because I order it every time. But I have to get every last drop out, you know. You know how it is. All right. I'm going to open this up to make sure we get this laid down well. And get this. So it's white on white. One of my favorites. And ta-da! Here we go. What do you think? What do you think about the colors? I'm going to take a second to see if you have any questions and look at your comments. So this is the first one I did. And I'm trying to think what colors I used. I know I used So Saffron and I know that's Pear Pizzazz. Oh, I want to say, I don't remember. Oh, Garden Green. Garden Green. I do remember. Garden Green. So this one we use the Pear Pizzazz, and we use the Pale Papaya and a little mint macaron. And this one is nothing but die cuts. I just pieced them together, and I didn't even put a sentiment on it. I love this background, this the musical one. Absolutely love it, love it, love it. It's the Merry Melody. So I thought this one was just so pretty. I couldn't find a good spot that I wanted to put the sentiment on. So when I send it out, I'll put the sentiment on the inside. So anyway, my 2 thank you cards and this one. Let me know which one is your favorite, which colors are your favorite, which colors worked for you. Don't forget, you can find this bundle in your annual catalog. And let me see, I'm going to take a minute to go through questions. So good morning, Molly. Hey, Tammy. Good morning, Mary Ellen. Hi, Andy. And Fran. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm reading kind of fast. Any question? Oh, Havasu's only in the 80s. So for those of you who have never been to Lake Havasu, 80s in Havasu is kind of cool. And people are probably wearing sweaters. Anyway, everyone have a great day, a great weekend, and I will see you next week. I'll have this blogged by the end of the day. Okay, take care.